What's up everyone, Soccer's 101 here, and today we are back with some more League shenanigans. I'm not sure why I did that thing, but whatever. So, things are happening, exciting things have happened. Belgian Extra Large is the new owner instead of Navid. Navid stepped down, he didn't want to play anymore, he was kind of tired of the format, and he was kind of tired of things dying. Which did happen at the end of the MBL, because people weren't motivated anymore, people weren't, well, apart from the people who were actually in the playoffs, because those tried their ass off, and I got my ass handed to me. First time ever, by the way. Just gotta point that out there, and I'm still pretty upset. But, the MBL's dead. It died. Well, this group of players went from the MBL to Pica. Still same three leaders apart from Navid for Belgium, as I just explained. It's me and RatMad80, aka coach of the Washington Red Shells, and so that's gonna be things. Those are gonna be things. I'm here. I'm still organizing kind of ish this league as well, and that's why I stayed. And a lot of my friends were in here, and I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna stay here because this is my home. This is where I belong. This is the people I like and enjoy. So, without any further ado, draft has been done. You may or may not have seen something about that on the Twitter. It's great. I mean, it's there. So, I went into this draft, and I didn't want the same draft as last year, even though it did exceptionally well. I just had a good team matchup against the majority of teams, especially because of my defensive wall of, like, the Suicune and Polion Tangrowth, and possibly defensive Dragalge. Because those things walled everything. I wanted it to wall, and it did not really successful, so I was running balance throughout the entire league, and I did that greatly, actually. So yeah, we're just gonna be sitting here and talk about my new draft. First thing I wanted was a very good wall breaker, and we all know who that is. I was actually 6th or something, because I didn't figure I'd get it, because Pokeaim MD also got it as his first pick, and I figured, well, if he drafts it, then everyone's gonna want it. But it's actually going to be Manaphy. Manaphy's gonna be here. Manaphy's gonna be my team captain, if you will, and this was actually my first round pick, because I will do them in the order of that I've actually picked them. So this is Manaphy. We all know what Manaphy does. It's annoying. Well, it can do a variety of things, like Rain Dance to Calm Mind with defensive set, or just an offensive sweeper with a Tail Glow. And it gets insane coverage, like Scald, Ice Beam, Energy Ball, Psychic, HP Fire if you need it. Basically, those are moves that hit everything, and everything ever. I could possibly put U-turn on it because for week 1 I'm facing Gargle Flop, and he has a Hoop Unbound, not squat week to U-turn. So let's go Scar Physical first week, right? It's there. It still has 100 base attack, so it's an option, but probably not gonna do that, let's be honest. So Manaphy is a self-explanatory thing. And my second round pick was actually Excadrill. There aren't that many good spinners, and I wanted one. So this actually went down to OUB, because we figured, or I figured, and everyone agreed, that Excadrill on itself is without sand is good, but not OUA. So we dropped it to OUB, and because then you need to draft something like Hippodon or T-Tar to actually make it work, and then you have both your OUA picks kind of on one specific thing. So we decided not to do that, and we decided to drop to OUB. So this is actually my OUB pick, 140 points that is, as we had 1,180 points, because our Mega wasn't paid for this time, because usually we have a beautiful 1,000 points, but this time it just wasn't that, like that, because we stopped caring about something that's pretty and like a solid round 1,000 points, so we just gave it everyone 1180, and Mega hasn't been paid for. Great. So we've got an Excadrill, and it's basically there just to spin. It can be defensive, it can be speed def, it can be AV, it can be Mold Breaker, Scarf, it can be Sand Rush, potentially, if I have a Sand Rush user, which I do, someone that can allow me to abuse it. So Excadrill is there. Excadrill is good. and it's probably going to help me a lot this season as one of the most reliable spinners. Actually a toxic user as well. It can do that. It can do a variety of roles, and I'm really happy with that. So let's go to my round 3 pick. My round 3 pick is actually Amongus. Amongus is something that would have gone otherwise. People actually stated that to me. So I really wanted Amongus because it obviously has that regenerated core. It has my fighting. It has a fighting resist. It has a lot of resist and can be physically defensive and specially defensive. Something which Tangrowth doesn't really have. I mean, you can run AV, but it's kind of iffy, if you ask me. Amongus doesn't have the greatest of coverage, but it's just a nuisance. It's hard to kill, and it actually does tiny bits of damage, which actually rack up to the end. And it has access to Spore, which 100% of the time just puts something to sleep, unless he has a grass type or something. You know the drill. You know how it works. So Amongus, once again, self-explanatory pick. It's there. It's good. It's very good in this format, actually, and yeah, I just really wanted Amongus. Next pick, I have to explain myself before you see it. I'm like, what? Why did you pick this now? Because I wanted Zapdos to fit in, and it didn't work. No one, Cargo Flop actually sniped Zapdos like 3 picks before I wanted to get it. And then I figured, you know what? I'm just gonna go all the way down to RU already and just pick what I really want out of RU. That's Hariyama, baby. I really want Hariyama as my fighting stab. I was very convinced on that. I actually considered drafting it round 1 at one point because I just really wanted Hariyama. Doesn't make any sense. Really doesn't make any sense. But I got it. Mainly probably going to be using this as a guts user. Well, there's the AV thingy, but Hariyama actually gets good coverage. And access to priority, which can be very helpful in this league format. So I'm probably gonna go with a wall breaker majority of time because Guts boosts close combat, it's nothing to mess with. And Hariyama with its insane HP stat of like base 114 or 144 or 134. I forgot, something with a 1 and a 4. It can take any one hit regardless, unless it's super effective, because its regular defenses aren't that great, but its HP stat is out of this world. So Hariyama could probably take a hit, retaliate, and it's a good wall breaker. As soon as I can put enough speed investment into Hariyama where that speeds certain walls, and then it can just put dents into entire teams. So that's why I want Hariyama. It's going to be really good. It's going to be really alpha. I actually ran some calcs prior to this, and the Hariyama actually turns out to be a major threat in this kind of format, which I already know from if you've seen GBA Season 1 and 2 where Nick, aka Super Blah, used it. It was just great. This mon was phenomenal. So going on, as Zapdos got sniped, I need another physical wall, and the Hippo was still there, and I figured, you know what, let's give Excadrill some more offensive pressure then as well, because obviously I don't have to bring it, but people have to prepare for Sunrise Excadrill every single time. That's something nice to have in a back pocket, and Hippo, as well as Excadrill, function on their own very well. As I said, Excadrill can do a variety of roles, and I intentionally didn't even want Hippo on the team. I just wanted Excadrill as a bulky spinner, something that can support my team and potentially be Scarf Mold Breaker if I need it. But with Hippo, it just gets another dimension, and as I said, Hippo actually also works well on its own. It's just a very tanky mon. As well physically, especially because it has this insane HP stat, same as Hariyama obviously, but Hippo is even more fat, like a lot more fat. So with his Sand Stream, I also can get chip damage on the opposing team, and as I said, well, the Excadrill Sand Rush is a thing now. So I ended picking this up round 5, which is a bit silly if you ask me, but there are so many good things that something had to be left over. I could pick T-Tar as well if I wanted to, because that's still undrafted, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a thing. I really enjoy Hippo. It was actually on my original draft plan, well, an other original draft plan, but I ended up getting it regardless. Next off, we have Volcarona. I needed a fire stab, and I was debating between Moltres and like pick something else out of BL. I wasn't sure what I wanted, but then I realized, wait, Fernip isn't there anymore. That's kind of the only reasonably good BL, and Hydreigon wasn't there anymore. So I figured, you know what? Let's just get my my fire spam or my fire stab out of BL then. And Volcarona is actually one of the greatest late game sweepers there is. Obviously, it has this squat weakness to fighting, which didn't allow me to draft Mega Pinsir because I thought 2 qual weaknesses to rock is kind of overdoing it. Yeah, it is. So I decided, you know what, let's just go with Volcarona because it's amazing and it's still available and it's only 100 points, so let's just go with it. We all know what this thing does. It quivers, it gets the Bug Buzz, Giga Drain, Fire Blast or Fairy Dance, and I'm missing something. Bug Buzz, Giga Drain. Did I? I'm not sure. But it gets Giga Drain, and potentially for Electrons you can run HP Ground, you can run a variety of stuff. That's there. So that's it for Volcarona, obviously. I'm just gonna go to the next one, let's speed this up a bit. We now have 2 mons in a row that are coming back from the original MBL Vespiquen Park Rangers. Number 1 of them is going to be Empoleon. This was my second UU pick. It's actually really good combined with Amongus and Hippo, because the only things that Empoleon is weak to are like fighting, electric, and ground. That was the one I was looking for. I had it, but Hippo is basically a ground resist because Lando Iron isn't allowed in this one. The fighting resist I have in the form of Amongus, and then there is the electric immunity that Hippo brings to the table. So combined, Empoleon suits this defensive core reasonably well. I don't want Suicune back anymore because that just has to rest every single time, and that's not great. But so Empoleon is a thing. It can set up Stealth Rocks, it can defog, so I actually have 2 ways of getting rid of hazards. It's Rapid Spin and Excadrill. It's defog on Empoleon, which is something I really wanted as well. Empoleon is just a fat fuck. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm sorry if you don't like me cursing all the time. It's gonna happen on this channel. You should know that by now. So Empoleon is just there that I wanted to do, and actually gets decent coverage. Has access to Grass Knot, Ice Beam, all that good stuff really. And I could run the Swords Dance set to catch some people off guard. It's an option. DMT did it in UU in a video, and it actually worked. So that's definitely a thing. My number 11 is Electrons, which is the second member of the team coming back. It didn't actually do that great in the MBL, but I really thought it would suit this team very well, for the simple reason that I don't have anything that can keep momentum at this point. Nothing on my team really got U-turn apart from Volcarona, which gets access to it, just mentioned by Gargleflop, because I didn't even know that. And the other thing that gets access to U-turn that I have is Manaphy, which is just a wasted slot if you ask me. Well, it's an option, as I said, but it's just a wasted slot. So Electrons is it's actually my first ground immunity. I have 3 in total, but this is the first one. And it's actually a pretty bulky mon. It can keep momentum. It actually has really good coverage. It can go physical. I could run a coil set as well if I wanted to, but majority of this time, this mon is going to be used as a slow pivot to actually bring in some threats, like the Hariyama, like the Excadrill, etc. You know how this works. Like Manaphy, actually, because I do expect Manaphy to become my MVP. So that's Electrons. We know what that thing does as well. I have a lot of mons that are very straightforward, and this is what Shoddy is probably rubbing himself to. Sorry for that, but I got Mesprit as my NU mon. I wanted another wall breaker, and this one can also actually be successful physical, and it can be Trick Scarf as well. It can also be defensive with it can be a rock setter, it can be a momentum keeper as well. I thought Mesprit was one of the most viable NU mons out there, and I just really wanted it. I didn't want anyone to use it against me, and I just really wanted to have it myself, so that's why I drafted Mesprit. As I said, Trick Scarf, it can be physical, special, it can do a variety of things, which a lot of my team has right now, and that's just great. My entire team has a lot of options, and I just really adore that. So let's just go to the next one. Next one is Mega Arrow. I couldn't get rid of the white lines around it, which is just bugging me right now, but you know, we'll just go with it for now, because I'm recording this and you don't have an option because you're watching this. Idiot. Mega Aerodactyl, because Shoddy actually told me this was great. And I don't actually have a lot of speed. The only thing that's really fast is that outspeeds this is Sandrush Exca that's on my team, and then I need Hippo to bring out as well. Basically, Mega Aerodactyl even outspeeds a lot of Scarfers, and since it's that fast, you can bring Adamant the majority of time, and then just Stone Edge Aerialays, Ice Fang, Fire Fang, whatever you want to, because those Fangs actually get boosted by its ability. I can't speak English right now. I'm terribly sorry. Which is Tough Claws. I calced it, and if you run Adamant, then defensive Landorus, even after the Intimidate, gets 2-hit KO by an Ice Fang. Stone Edge just hits amazingly hard. It's stab, and this is actually my third ground resist. My second ground is resist. Obviously was Mesprit because that has access to levitate. But this thing can also be reasonably bulky. It also gets some utility with Taunt, with Roost, with I guess Toxic, but everything gets Toxic. We know that. So that's the thing. I really wanted to use Mega Arrow. My other option was Mega Altaria, which went undrafted this year. No idea why, but I just went with Mega Aerodactyl because I wanted some more speed. And a Fairy type would have been nice, but obviously I opted to go with Mega Aerodactyl because it's the tits. And my last pick. As I said, I didn't have an awful lot of speed, and I love playing mind games. And once again, this is a mon that can do multiple stuff. It gets access to Sword Stance, it gets access to Nasty Plot, it can be a Scarfer, it can... Generally, I'm probably just going to use it as a wall breaker, but this thing has base 105 speed, which outspeeds the majority of things. Stab Sucker Punch actually can knock out the Lottie Twins, which is just freaking amazing to begin with. So even the monster that doesn't outspeed, it can do a lot of damage to with its insane priority that it has access to. Actually also gets counter, so I did see that. I did see counter. I'm going to use a Focus Sash counter set one time this league. So that's actually going to be my entire team. Oh, I love playing mind games, by the way, with Zorak, so that's great. So that's actually going to be my entire team. That's going to be my analysis. That's going to be my, well, me showing my team to the world, basically. Majority of my mons are very, very straightforward, and I do feel very confident with this team, even though I would have preferred Zapdos still over Excadrill, but whatever, it wasn't meant to be, and we're just gonna go with this one. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, and if you think, oh, you can improve this with trades, etc., leave it down in the comments below. I read all my comments. I reply to the majority of them. I do reply to every single one of them, in fact. And that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Bye.